Okay, I wanted to share another little video with you. The last video we did was this abstract figure. If you look at him here with his arms in his pocket, but it's a little abstract flat plane type figure that we've done with his head looking forward. Well, what I thought about doing was just, by the way, we got some rain yesterday. Been 40 days since we got rain, and we were just tickled to death. I tell you what, we hadn't had so much rain. It's still hot, but it's not quite as bad right now. This little rain kind of cool things off. But this was our last figure that we did, the little flat plane figure, and a lot of you liked it, in other words. And what I want to show you today is how to do this figure but with the head turned. And this is an example of it, in other words. See how the head is turned and stuff? And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. It's not real difficult and everything like that, but you approach it in a different way. When you want to turn the head of something, you always approach it in a different way. As you can see, the head is looking forward, that was looking to the side, in other words. Now it makes the head a little bit bigger as we look to the side. We could cut it down, but that's okay. And in that sense, in other words. Okay, now how we're going to approach that is that when you go to, let me put this down, I'm sorry. When you go to do a head to the side, then when we cut it out last time, we just had the head rounded off, but you leave the head completely flat. And I cut this out of, I think, a 2-inch piece or whatever. This is only about, 4 inches high. But this is just a little pattern I had. But you want to make the head, as you can say, square when you go to turn that head, okay? That's how it has to be done. So let me show you how this is done. Just like the other one, we will approach it in the same way. But with the head, we're going to approach it just a little bit different. Okay? Okay. We're going to approach it by, and we're going to do the straight cuts and everything like that, but what we're going to do is to leave this area back over in here, and as you can see, I'm just taking cuts off, and we're going to come down like that. But we're going to leave this area, we're not going to flatten off this area right here. So we start off just removing. But to turn the head, we want to, now if you want to turn it this way, then you come this way. You want to turn it this way, then you go this way. And so we come here, and we start removing, taking the cuts this way, okay? Alright, as you can see now, already we're starting to turn the head. So I'm going to come here and just make a big cut right here, up underneath here, and a big cut right underneath here. Alright? Okay. Now, we continue to come from this side and remove wood from this side, okay? And I'm going to see as we go along, okay? You already see now how the head is beginning to turn. So we continue to make, I'm sorry, I was just, I saw something we continue to take the wood off on this side and make the cuts here on the head. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and make a cut up underneath here and underneath here on the body so that we can have more room here for the head. Now, let's continue to make our cuts like this, and even in the back. Okay, just like that. But as you can see now, the direction of the piece is beginning to show now towards this side. And slowly but surely you make those cuts that look like that. I'm going to come back here. I'm just going to knock that out a little bit. Alright. And we continue to make our cuts like this. Now, when we get to this, when we want to bring this back, we will simply do this. Oh, I'm okay. Wow. Must have been a bad place in the wood there. That broke off like that. Okay. It's not going to hurt, folks. It's not hurting at all. It's not going to hurt the figure. But there we go. We keep that straight right there, okay? Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was a bad place in the wood. And okay. And we come up underneath here like that. All right, you see that? Now let's go ahead. Oh, where's my pencil? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot my pencil here. Let me get it, and I apologize. I thought I had my pencil with me. And I looked down and I didn't see it. So let's continue. All right. Down here we're just going to do the kind of the same thing. That we're going to use. We're going to make a cut. Deep cut there. And a deep cut there. All right. And we're gonna make a cut there and make a cut there. Okay? And we're gonna continue to making our arm, which is like this. And make a deep cut there. Okay, and we just sort of come down like this, in other words, as we bring the let's go ahead and make a pretty deep cut on our shoes here. Okay, and let's I've got a little bit too much on this end over here when I cut it on the bandsaw. So we'll make that a, there we go. Yeah, we have to cut more off on this side right here because it's to make it. Okay, well anyway, we'll do that as we go along. Then we'll make another deep cut there. And a deep cut there, okay? All right. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and make our hand right in here. And we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of having it in the just in the pockets, we're just going to kind of do this number, okay? As you can see, these are deep cuts I'm making to sort of show you. And then I come to the side. These are all straight cuts, but they're deep cuts. They give the character to the wood. And here's another deep cut, and I'll come here like this. Okay. And then up here, there's a deep cut. And this is going to come back further, but this is, we're just going to kind of remove this in here and stuff. All right. And of course, this is going to go further back right here. So there'll have to be some cutting in here. All right. Now, we want to go back to this, and this is where I've got to remove a little bit more wood than normal, is back here. There we go. Where we remove some, this wood here, I don't know why it's doing it, but it's got some weak places in it. And I'm going to have to be very careful that I don't break it. It's got some very weak places in it, in other words. And and let's see. Let's dig a little bit deeper in there. So if we look at the figure, we can see the way the head is turned and is looking, in other words. And we're going to take some off right here. All right. Now, as we see, the figure is beginning to take its shape, and as you see the straight cuts that I'm making to signify the and of course the depth of the shoes are going to have to come down, as we see. And just like here, the depth of the shoes as we make the cut, in other words, as everything comes together. Okay, same thing here. And each side has those cuts. And then you come down here with a straight cut, and you come here and come here with a straight cut, so that it looks like that the hands are going into the pocket. And then we come and we take some of this off right in here. Okay? Alright, now as you see now, we're slowly beginning to work our figure right in here. Now, since it's abstract, we're not going to have any fingers or anything like that, but we are, and this has got to come back a little bit right here, and we're going to cut deep into there. See, they're just deep cuts is what they are. Just deep cuts. And take some off here, and more off here because this needs to be thinner, and that we have gotten it to that thinness as we begin to work it. Okay. Now once we've kind of gotten the body at a rate that we want it to, okay, this is all gonna come down here like this. We just bring those straight cuts like that. We bring that down, and of course these shoes are too long, so they're gonna have to come in. But let's not worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and finish the head. Okay? So let's go ahead and come up here and make that cut here. Because we're bringing the head, we're taking this wood away from here because we're bringing the head forward like that. Okay? And we come here and we take some more off in here and some more off in here to turn the head even more, okay? And then you come back here and you start making your cuts. Just like that, okay? Now, I want to come here to the front, and I just want to make a cut like this, okay? Just sort of like that, okay? Now I may have to make it a little bit lower, but that's okay, because this is sticking out a little bit too much, but that's all right. And we make a cut here to bring this side forward, okay? And we continue to remove wood back in this area. And from the top of it right here. Okay? I come in here, I just kind of go that. It's got some bad places in this wood, I can see it. And I can tell with my knife, I can tell what's happening here. Okay. And okay. And I want to come down here, and I just want to make a little thing right here, okay? And let's get up underneath this head right here. Okay. And let's continue to take off this back here, bringing that head forward. Just a matter of cuts. And continue to remove where the head is looking this way. Okay. Continue to, once again, we make another cut up there like that. And we come across here like this. And cut like that. And we make a cut like that, okay? So as you see, I'm going to cut down here like that to get that flat look off of it. And come just as you look at the figure, you see yeah, there's some tough spots in this wood that are really noticeable to my knife. They are very noticeable to my knife. Alright, but if you look at the face now you can see over here this needs to come up. You see? Just sort of look at the piece. Look at the dimensions of the piece. It is turned this way, but you don't want too much hanging on this side or on this side, so you just kind of remove it just like that, or remove this area here where it then gives you the place that you want to see and make available to the figure. Now the head is not completely what I'm saying, it won't be completely round, but it will have the angle cuts in them to signify the character of the piece. Okay? Just like that. Just as we're looking right there, in other words. Now let's go on to the body again before we finish the head, so we can get our proportions right, and let's go ahead and get our cuts right on the body. Okay? We're going to cut there, come down here with a knife and cut there. We're going to get these saw marks and stuff off